So athletes have been introduced and the first four now go for their warm-up. We'll be starting with Anastasia Bachinski, who won gold in the balance beam yesterday. Here's confirmation of that starting order. Irina Komnova going fifth. She qualified first. She took silver in the Junior European Championships back in 2018 on this apparatus. Diana Varinska, well, she's been busy. She's been in the beam final and also the floor. Good to see Barbara Mokosova in this final from Slovakia. Well done to her. She has previously won gold in the World Challenge Cup on this apparatus and also a bronze at the European Championships. So specialises in the uneven bars. And as I mentioned, Anastasia Bachinski, just a 17-year-old from Ukraine, took gold yesterday. She's won gold at the European Games and in the European Championships. Took bronze in the balance beam and in the team event as well. So while they're just warming up, a little bit of things to look out for in the uneven bars. Expect to see a lot of release and catch elements. The athlete should move from the high to the low bar and vice versa, showing different grips as well, under and over. If they go into a handstand, it should be a straight line, and the legs and the arms should remain straight. They need them to be able to keep that momentum. Legs should be together when they're supposed to be, unless they're actually doing a straddle type exercise. The construction of the routine is very important, needs to be fluid. I mentioned that momentum word again. And they often do a big release and catch fairly near to the beginning. Need very good flexibility for the work close to the bar. They are allowed to have a spotter, but that spotter, their coach, isn't allowed to assist them in any way at all. He's there to purely protect them should they fall off. The tension of the uneven bars can be adjusted to make sure that it is correct for each gymnast. It is one of the most difficult apparatus, I'd say. I mean, they're all difficult, but this one particularly so. And some really absolutely love it. Some find it a bit more challenging. But I guess that's like most of the apparatus. Many gymnasts often have their favorites, the ones that they like to specialize in, the ones that they are the most confident in. They often spray water with some sugar and honey in it just to help with the grip. And often chalk in there as well. You'll notice a lot of them wear the wrist bands under the hand guards as well, and that's to protect the wrists. As we go with the first athlete, Anastasia Bachinski from Ukraine. Nice transfer from high to low. Lovely extension in the legs and feet. Full turn. That's Kachev. Just slightly lost it there. Let's keep that speed going for momentum. But a very good performance there, and that will have set the standard in the uneven bars. I'm sure we'll get a chance to have a look at that again. I really like the extension in her legs. Slightly off the vertical there, but really showing great alignment. Good construction. Just lost it a little bit in the middle, just a little bit laboured. But soon got it back, and that's how an experienced gymnast does it. Often it can be quite off-putting if you feel that you've lost the form a little bit halfway through, to try and get it back again. But she did that brilliantly, and overall a really, really good performance from her. She qualified in 4th place with 13.650. As Kelly J. Sim waits for her turn. 26 years of age from Great Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen,
finished 6th in the beam yesterday. And qualified 6th in the uneven bars as well. She had the most difficult routine, 6.2. Building up for that all-important dismount. Brilliant. Great performance there from Kelly J. Sim. Good difficulty. 13.450 was her score yesterday. As we see the scores, 13.250 for Anastasia Bachinski, just a little bit less than she got in qualifying. But really good performance there from Kelly J. Sim. Great to see her so strong again. She's battled back a little bit from injuries over the last couple of years. So really good to see her doing so well here. She has a new gym to work out of that was opened in 2020. Apparently lots of pictures of gymnasts on the walls, which she finds very motivational. But as I said, has had a few injuries to contend with. The fractured foot. She won the all-around a good few years ago now, back at the World University Games in 2015. And that to her was a very, very special moment, winning the all-around. And fantastic to see her competing here and doing so well, making the finals yesterday as well. And she will be back for the floor final later on this afternoon as well, as we start to turn our attention to Uliana Perebinosova from Russia. And you can see just how much effort went into that from the breathing. It's so hard, isn't it, when they have to put a mask on straight away.
ladies and gentlemen, representing Russia.
So the next gymnast introduced, Uliana Perebinosova from Russia. Took a silver in the vault yesterday, so is already having a really good World Challenge Cup. Can she be on that podium in the uneven bars today? Needs to keep the legs together a little bit. Needs to keep that leg form. But it was good. Just the legs coming apart a couple of times when they should really have been locked together. She was part of the team from Russia that took gold in the European Championships back in 2018. And has won silver for the uneven bars in world tournaments before. So he took second in the vault yesterday, qualified fifth for this final. Had a low degree difficulty overall compared to some of the other athletes that we're seeing, but she did have very high on the execution, so managed to get a total of 13.500. There's the score for Kelly J. Sim, 13.650. So that's 0.2 more than she got in qualifying. So well done to Kelly J. This is our first chance to see Barbara Mokosova from Slovakia. 24 years of age. She is an Olympian, competed in Rio back in 2016. Has competed in a number of these World Challenge Cups. Taken a gold, 3 silvers and 3 bronze altogether. And the gold that she won was actually in the uneven bars. She's also taken a bronze in the European Championships back in 2020. And she is the first ever medalist from Slovakia, either gender, to achieve that. So massive congratulations to her. She trains 6 days a week. That's what you need to do to get to the standards that we're seeing here today. Her mum is a gymnastics coach. Started 20 years ago, actually, when she was aged 4. So has been doing artistic gymnastics pretty much all of her life. Scored a 13.70 in the qualifying. And that was good enough for 3rd place in the qualifying. So can she do it again, and can she get on that podium? Again, losing form on the legs a bit. Nice transfer from high to low. Good release and catch. A nice double pike, very solid on the landing. So adjusting back into the center of the bar there. Really good transfer and straight back again. Good composition. Keeping an eye on the bar all the time and keeping this right distance away so those arms are straight, and that's what helps them to keep that momentum. She shows off incredible flexibility, as all of these gymnasts do. And that lovely double pike to finish. Looked very determined. 14.40 for Uliana Perebinosova, and that puts her firmly in 1st place at the moment. Now we move into the warm-up for the final 4 gymnasts. So still to come, we have Irina Komnova. She qualified first with 14.450, but certainly Uliana Perebinosova, well, she set the standard 14.40. So 13.450 for Barbara Mokosova, putting her in 3rd place at the moment behind Kelly J. Sim. And that's a little bit disappointing for her, having qualified in 3rd place, a slight drop in her qualification score. But yep, still to come, we've got Irina Komnova, as I was saying, from Russia. Then Vera van Pol from the Netherlands. Diana Varinska from Ukraine. She qualified 2nd. Nobody wants to do a fall like that as they're warming up. And the final gymnast from today, Ondine Champong, qualified 7th with 13.200. But it is very much all about what they do today that counts. Coach is always busy when it comes to the warm-up, supporting their athletes, making sure that the mats are exactly where they want them to be. She's a very elegant gymnast, isn't she? This is Ondine Champong that we're watching at the moment as she goes through her paces. Four of the athletes in this uneven bars will be competing later in the floor as well, so really looking forward to seeing that. So for 4 of them, Kelly J. Sim, Uliana Perebinosova, Diana Varinska and Ondine Champong, their day will not be over. They still have work to do after this uneven bars. As we take a look at Irina Komnova from Russia. Qualified in 1st place. A good difficulty score of 6.1. Lovely extension in those legs and feet. Beautiful flight. She transfers from one bar to the other. Nice half turn there. Oh, keep it going. No. She's just lost momentum. I was watching her earlier when she was in training, and I must admit she didn't look terribly happy then. So that's a real frustration for her, having qualified in 1st place. Big deductions if you fall off. She has 30 seconds now before she starts again, acknowledges the judges that she's ready to go. Big disappointment for her. Now she needs to regroup. Coach getting very close to her there. She's not allowed to touch her. Well done to her for keeping it going after the disappointment of falling off it. You can see it written all over her face. She just hasn't looked overly happy, I must say, whenever I've seen her today. And that was a real shame for her. She scored 14.450 in qualifying, but obviously not going to be doing that today. Certainly so much potential though. And I really do enjoy watching her. She's a long-time member of the Russian junior program. Finished 2nd in this event in the Junior European Championships back in 2018. and is actually the Russian champion. She took first in the uneven bars in their nationals last year. And some of the national team were actually in a bubble at that time. But she trains in Moscow, now very much competing as a senior. As we wait for Vera van Pol. Getting chalk on the hands to make sure there is all that grip. Very much a lot of the movements are in the muscle memory of these athletes. They will have gone through the program so many times in training, and they would, oh, you can see, I hate to see that. So disappointing after all the hard work, and she would have woken up this morning knowing what she had to do. The anticipation would have probably been there because of finishing first in the qualifier, and she just didn't manage it on the day. But it's always a learning experience for any gymnasts. They will learn something from every competition that they enter, and these disappointments along the way, well, they just actually really help you to grow as an athlete, really, and as a gymnast. And yeah, you have to learn to take the more negative moments along with all of the positive ones that also come along the way as well. I'm sure her coach will be helping her afterwards to really look forward and take those learnings. As Vera van Pol from the Netherlands waits. She qualified 8th. Just managed to qualify for the finals, 0.05 ahead of Chenga Bachka. Whoa, whoa, too much arch there. Just didn't hold that handstand. Disappointment for her. She's very experienced. She's been to 3 world championships. It's so easy to lose that momentum. Oh dear. And too far from the bar. A nice nasty fall there. From the moment they stand up, there's 30 seconds before they need to go again. And I'm always so impressed with these gymnasts. I think if I'd had a fall like that, I'd just be walking off at this point. That must have really taken the wind out of her a little bit. So come on, let's get the momentum back and finish on a high. Coach standing very close to her. Just extra protection because the nerves will be rattled a little bit. Nice handstand there. And really good transfer from the low to the high. And she gets the swings in and the momentum. Nice straddle catch-F. Build momentum for a nice double tack for the dismount. But obviously the execution score is going to be very affected with those 2 falls. The alignment was good on that handstand. That was good. Just a little bit loss of leg form. But all going well at this point. And a nice tuck to finish. Well, she'll be putting that one down to experience. She is an Olympian. She competed in Rio, finished 7th with the team. And is another one aiming for Tokyo. Took a bronze in the team event at the European Championships back in 2018 as well. And finished 8th in that event as an all-around. So very talented gymnast, even though it didn't quite go her way today. And scores 11.950. So those mark penalties for falling off, making a big difference there to Irina Komnova. And that just goes to show, doesn't it, what a difference a couple of days can make. 14.450 in qualifying, 11.950 in finals. And that's hard to take. But she'll be back. I'm absolutely sure of it. So as we wait for Diana Varinska from Ukraine, the 20-year-old, she's already qualified in the all-around for Tokyo. She won the uneven bars in the World Challenge Cup that was held in Hungary back in 2020. Qualified here in 2nd place. Difficulty was fairly low, but she had very good execution. Took a bronze at the European Games in 2019 when that was held in Minsk. Bronze in the beam and the all-around. And part of the team that took gold at the European Championships. That was in 2020. Finished 5th in the beam yesterday. So didn't make that podium. So we'll be going all out today. But we'll need really good execution if the difficulty is still as low as it was in the qualifying rounds. But she did qualify in 2nd place, 13.750. Currently in 1st place, we have Uliana Perebinosova, 14.40. Fantastic from her. And holding on to the 2nd place, Kelly Jasim, 13.650. So Diana Varinska, it's her time to shine. Good extension on those handstands, nice pirouette. Nice tried the catch over with half turn. Really good combination there. Well, that was a fabulous performance there from Diana Varinska. 13.750 was what she scored in the qualifying. I really, really like that combination. Very good alignment on the handstands. Lovely extension in those feet as well. She almost made that look easy, didn't she? Everything went absolutely according to plan. And that pirouette. Lovely close-up shot of the all-important grip. All that chalk, stopping them from slipping. She had so much power and momentum. That combination. I was very, very impressed. And nailed the dismount. Excellent. Would be so good to see her on the podium. That's Vera van Pol, 10.950. And that's because unfortunately she fell off the bars a couple of times. Disappointing for her, but amazing and fantastic that she actually qualified for this final. So congratulations to her, even if it didn't go the way she wanted it to. Now Diana Varinska takes off all of the support on her wrists. We will be seeing her again in the floor. So really looking forward to seeing that. As the judges, lots of conferring. So much concentration needed from all of these judges. They're all very experienced in their own right. It's interesting with the artistic sports because artistic gymnastics starts at 10 and then they deduct scores for execution, whereas sports like artistic swimming do the complete opposite. They start at 0 and work their way up to 10. And I know that in that sport they are looking at the way gymnastics does it, so I think there could be changes afoot as we look at Ondine Champong. Qualified 7th with 13.20. Needs to keep the feet together there. Nice and fluid from one bar to the next. Keep the feet together. Lovely catch. And well done to her. So qualified 7th, took a bronze medal yesterday in the beam, which was so fantastic to see. I really like watching her. I think she's a very, very elegant gymnast and certainly has a lot of potential, is a good prospect. She's only 17 years of age, comes from King's Langley and only became a senior in 2020. So apparently when she's not training, and well, that doesn't happen very often, I'm sure, spends a lot of her time training, but when she's not training, she enjoys a little bit of baking and loves her animals. Took a gold, a silver and a bronze in the Youth Olympic Festival. That was in the European Youth Olympic Festival. So is well used to being up on that podium, but it really was fantastic to see her get that bronze yesterday in what is her favourite discipline, which is the beam. 14.20 for Diana Varinska. That puts her in 2nd place at the moment, behind Uliana Perebinosova and ahead of Kelly J. Sim. Massive improvement from the qualifying rounds. And then we just wait for the score for Ondine Champong from Great Britain, who was the last to compete in the uneven bar competitions. And then, as I say, 4 of these athletes will be needing to go behind the scenes back into the call room area to prepare for the floor exercise. And we are so looking forward to seeing them competing in that. But before the floor, we have the parallel bars for the men. So they do have a little bit of a break as we await the scores for Ondine Champong. What a fantastic event she's having. 13.250. Been qualified for so many finals here at these World Challenge Cup. That score was fractionally more than she got in qualification. So always good to see improvement. So as I say, we'll need to wait for the official scores to come through. But I make it Uliana Perebinosova taking 1st place, 14.400. 2nd, Diana Varinska, 14.200. And in 3rd place, Looks like it's Kelly J. Sim, and yep, confirmation there, 13.650. So what a special moment there for Kelly J. Sim taking the bronze medal. And so nice with her teammate Ondina Champon getting the bronze yesterday. Very close with Barbara Mokosova, just 0.2 behind in 4th place. So congratulations to all of them, and we will be back very shortly for the all-important award ceremony.